Alright, in the top left-hand side of the map, we've got Martin, aka Spacefront, playing as Lytra versus Mastro playing Vesper in the teal on player 2 side.
Ooh. And like when you think of Mastro, I mean, when you think of one commander with Mastro, you think Vesper, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of Vesper games, in Wargroove 1 at least, with Mastro playing, so...
We don't really see much Vesper these days, which I kind of miss because I think Vesper mirrors are very fun to watch if they are played correctly.
Yeah, I mean,
I
we saw
think
plenty of
Vesper
them.
mirrors are so dumb. Because you go, oh, but if I grew first and then you grew the same place that I grew, then it's like, it's
Yeah.
just so dumb.
No. Like the idea is that like the strength becomes like who goes first. Like you guys have to both calculate with the retaliation and like if it's worth it. Like it's very small margins of like efficiency, and that's what I like.
Okay, well, we're seeing... Spacefront went for the buy on the Merfolk, because yeah, they're going to use that for the back capture, I think. Get that
Yep.
lumber mill pretty quickly. And, you know, Lytra went for the capture, of course, because, you know, when you are going for... I guess you could say, like, that kind of play where you're not going to heal your commander, which is what Mastro's done.
And I mean, you also have less money since you went for early Merfolk.
Very true. And, ooh, this...
I think this sword will live, but will be low, so I guess you go transform it into a frog or something.
I guess
Although it is trapped, so I don't think it's gonna live for too long.
probably captures the village.
Or you suicide it into the 6 HP village, so Lytra heals a bit less.
Or
and
captures the water village. Ooh, that's nice.
Oh, that also works. Yeah, better. And I mean, there's a lot of like discussion of people going like, oh, you should like suicide your units to not give your opponent too much growth, but like, you know, economy is still very good.
Yeah,
And
especially...
you shouldn't like pass over like 6 growth points or something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, high-level play, though, maybe you should, but, like... Oh, wow, it even knocks down another village. Dang, that low-health sword's putting in some work.
Yeah. And that's why you don't suicide the sword. It can do stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess to give a little bit of extra context, like, Mastro was very, very, like, convinced that they, like... Well, not, I guess convinced, but they were like, I'm gonna put in so much work for this TYM because I want to take games off of Spacefront. So there's a ton of time.
Yeah, sorry.
They just spent like loads of time on this match. I think both players did, and they were like, "Oh, I want to win. Like, I feel I can do it." So
Right.
this is like as high level play on this map as you're gonna see from these two players.
Oh, and you see the suicide there. There you go. That sword ran out of things to do, I suppose.
Yeah, it makes sense because yeah, suiciding a sword onto a building doesn't give your opponent groove, right?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that despite the amount of times I've said it. Alright. Lytra going aggressively. I think Lytra is a bit weird because like she has lethal potential, but her groove doesn't impact commanders directly. So you really need units around to get the lethal off. I mean, here it's more like Lytra just has more HP than Vesper, so she's gonna be able to bonk Vesper if Vesper tries to do anything funny. But there's a bunch of water action we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, that tower went down to the Merfolk and it delayed Mastro quite a large amount.
Yeah, and Harpies are really good on this map because it's awkward to get anti-air out. And there we go, Spacefront has Harpy Balloon out already, and Mastro didn't have the tower captured, so they just went for... I mean, they didn't go for any air units, and they had to build a Harpoon on the south. I think maybe Harpoon might be an overreaction, because we've seen a bunch of games on this map at this point, and water seems to not be as important as many players focus on it, really. And air and land can be way more important.
Yeah, Mastro
And
put too much money into the waterfront, and
yeah, now
Spacefront is going into
the
the.
stronghold was under pressure here, so
Oh, that's
Mastro had
little
to
thing.
defend it, but didn't really want to expose their army too much, and we're gonna see
Yeah, that's little, I
some
think.
Lytra action. Let's go.
Yeah, that's definitely. I love that. Okay, yeah, the
But
moment I
that's
saw
just
that,
a tier 1. This is just a tier 1.
yeah, but like it just
Just
you just
opens up one more side and
yeah,
gets
and that's enough.
some crits.
Yeah, double sword crit and harpy. I
That's
guess we'll
definitely
do it.
enough. Definitely enough. Oh
Yep.
wow.
Vesper wasn't at full HP
No,
either.
she was on
Wait,
like
actually-
90-ish. So
Maybe it's not enough actually. Wait.
I think
It
this
is
should do
enough.
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
There we go. And
Wow.
I knew that was coming because it was in Spacefront's puzzle campaign. And funny enough, in that campaign, you can actually farm for tier 2 groove in that puzzle.
You spoiled it for
So you
yourself.
cheat.
That was a really cool lethal though. Like,
Yeah,
and
cool lethal.
finally we get to see Lytra do something with her groove. There's been so
What do
many
you
games of like
mean?
Lytra either getting a really cool groove and it like losing the game anyway, or like Lytra really struggling because they've been zoned out and like can't use their groove. And finally we get to see a Lytra groove that actually like does something meaningful in a match.
I expected a much longer match with how much hype was around it.
I mean, you can, you go on the YouTube channel, launch show match, Sedgehun versus Saykoya. There's a
Yeah.
good Lytra groove in there.
Oh yes. Yes.
Okay,
I
fair
agree.
enough. But I mean, it's been that long, right? Like it's
And
we've
that's
seen
true.
plenty of games with Lytra where just like nothing happens from Lytra's side, or like they just lose anyway because they were forced to use a groove when in like a losing position.
Yeah, it's hard because Lytra is kind of a groove where you want to start the fight with Lytra groove, but you also need the armies to be close. So it's kind of hard to have the conditions met.
But a really cool groove, and we got to see like a match between two of the best players in the community. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that one. And
Yeah, good stuff.
let's go to the next one.